Yo leí el artículo ayer y sin duda hace acusaciones muy serias, pero vuelvo y repito, yo no voy a basar mi opinión sobre un artículo y creo que sin duda tiene acusaciones que merecen respuesta, pero yo no voy a basar mi opinión simplemente en un artículo de un periodista.
This is exactly the kind of thing that we want to see happening. We think trade benefits everyone. We think a growing trade will just strengthen the relationships that ultimately will bring our two countries together.
I think it's appropriate. Do you think they did in fact think it's appropriate? Do you think they did in fact?
And I accept that there's plenty of blame to go around, but when you talk about messaging, when you talk about trying to communicate with the public, nobody has a bigger pulpit, nobody has a bigger platform than the president.
We have chosen Mariel as the ideal location for Rimco and Caterpillar. It provides many benefits for investors, and we're able to be a 100% private company.
This week we'll take a look at the cozy relationship between Marco Rubio and the sugar industry and how that relationship has come to epitomize everything that Floridians and Americans hate about our bought and paid for politics. Check it out this week on tcpalm.com and in your Treasure Coast News.
Y dígame una cosa, ¿y usted anda descalzo?
Descalzo, ese no vale para uno con familia, va a comprar una bota.
Yeah. ¿Usted es rico o es pobre?
Nosotros somos pobres.
Somos pobres.
Pobres felices. Dios está ayudando a nosotros.
Dios nos ayuda.
Sí, Dios está ayudando a
I'm very
nosotros.
poor, but God is
Nosotros
always
somos
on our side.
pobres. Hay días nosotros duermen sin comer.
No, here, big tech companies are purging conservatives. They're shadow banning people in mass.
Yeah, well, my broader concern is that what we are trying to do in terms of preventing foreign interference in our elections, that technology could be used by authoritarian governments to argue, we want you to do the same thing against people that are in our country operating. For example, for them, misinformation would be something like the truth. For them, sowing instability would be supporting democracy and free
But the
speech.
Democrats are doing what you said China does.
That you got from Sheryl Sandberg and Jack Dorsey on that question.
I think Facebook now I think it's important for them not to comply with any efforts to sort of go after freedom.
But what about the Democrats purging conservatives?
She's
She's not answering. Just Republicans are acting like it isn't happening. Thank God Trump is.
Well, but
weird.
Oh yeah, it's really weird. There's no purge of conservatives. There's no shadow banning of members of Congress.
Bias in social media?
Yeah, who's this guy? We
Are you
deplatformed him.
concerned about bias in social media?
Well,
So
I think the bigger bias is against freedom of expression. Everybody should be. There's a look.
It's happening here. It's happening here, but you say I don't exist.
Is that a heckler out of price gaggle?
Look at this guy. He's saying that I don't exist.
You're not familiar with
I just don't know who you are, man.
And they,
I don't read
sure,
your website.
Sure, and they
So
demonize me in these very hearings, and then he plays dumb.
Here's the question.
Infowars.com, you know what it is.
Do you think
Not answering him. Just Republicans are acting like it isn't happening. Thank God Trump is. Thank God Trump is. Thank God Trump is.
Well, but
It's weird, man.
Oh yeah, it's really weird. There's no purge of conservatives.
I don't know.
There's no shadow banning.
Who is this guy?
are you
of
concerned
members
about
of Congress.
bias in social media?
Yeah, who's this guy? We
Are you
deplatformed him.
concerned about bias in social media?
Well, I think the bigger bias is against freedom of expression. Everybody should be. There's a look. I
It's happening
support
here.
going
It's
after.
happening here, but you say I don't exist.
Is that a heckler out of price gaggle?
Look at this guy. He's saying that I don't exist, and they're
I just don't know who
deplatforming
you are, man.
and
I don't read
yeah,
weird
sure.
websites.
And
I don't read
yeah,
weird
sure.
websites. And I don't read weird websites.
Sure, and they
So let me-
demonize me in these
Well,
very
but
hearings,
here's the
and then he plays dumb.
Here's the question.
Infowars.com, you know what it is.
Do you
Full
think
well.
that does Google, does Facebook, does
That's why you
Twitter,
didn't get
do they
elected.
need to be
You're
regulated
snake-like.
like do they need to be regulated?
Marco Rubio the snake. Little frat boy here.
All right, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Who are you, man? Who
Yeah,
is
sure.
this guy? I swear to God, I
You
don't know
better
who
hope
you
you
are,
get
man.
deplatforming. Tens of millions of views.
Infowars.
Bigger than Rush Limbaugh. He knows who Infowars is. Playing this joke over here. That's why the deplatforming didn't work.
But here's the question. Here's a question.
Don't touch me again, man. I'm asking you not to touch me.
Well, sure, I was just bad at you nicely.
I know, but I don't want to be. I don't know.
Oh, you want me to get
man.
arrested?
I don't know who you are.
It's not just going to
You're
take
not
my
gonna
First
get arrested,
Amendment.
man. You're
It's
not
not
gonna
just
get
enough to
arrested.
take my
I'll
First
take care of it
Amendment.
myself.
Oh, he'll beat me up.
I didn't say
I
that.
know I am, but he's so mad. You're not going to silence me. You're not going to silence
Well,
America.
but there are
You
people.
are literally like a little gangster thug.
There are people in this country.
Rubio just threatened to physically take care of me.
There are people who
Look at
feel
that.
that they're being
We already got rid of my First Amendment.
silenced. They feel like
He tells you China's the
by-
problem, which it
by
is,
these
but
big
they're taking
companies
our
like
free speech right
Google,
now.
Social media platforms, Facebook,
There goes Rubio.
Twitter. Do you believe that these platforms need to be regulated like a public utility, and how do you go about doing that?
Well, I prefer not to. I prefer competition take care of that. But obviously, we're going to watch closely to make sure that these tools that are being used. I mean, one thing is to say we're going to go after foreign interference designed to so and so.
But it's already going on here.
Another thing is to
The
say
Democrats
we're
are
going to go
raping
after
the
free
Republicans.
speech. Because at some point, someone
The
has to make a
Democrats are raping
determination. What's the
InfoWars.
difference between, misinformation from abroad and differences of opinion within the United
Yeah,
States?
and that's happening
a very
here.
fine line, and that's something we need to be careful about. We don't overreach in that direction.
But then he doesn't know about
So these
InfoWars being
companies
banned. He doesn't know about the
have
top
to be
news story in the
very careful
country.
about how they, not just how they apply that within the United States,
Infowars.com
but they don't become
is better than
agents
ever.
of authoritarian regimes abroad to crack down on free speech. Because
I wonder why Rubio got so
there's
mad
a-
at me and
there's
threatened me
there's
physically.
a balance between